Okay, my computer was bugging out a lot, so however, give me just a second. Uh, Hi, welcome to the show. It's been quite some time. I've been having to deal with some, oh, hold on. I've been dealing with some, personal stuff, including my girlfriend, Shay, and all that. But we're gonna get to it. We're gonna take a look at we're gonna be doing this right here because I figured why not talk about it. We are doing. Oh, also we have the college football for 2026. We're gonna take a look at it as well. So this is gonna be a two-parter show. We're gonna be talking about Oklahoma's Indiana potential run, and making an Indiana potential run. And then we're gonna also go look ahead and see who's playing who that we know of in 2020. So, all right. To bring it up, let's start off with Oklahoma itself. So Oklahoma, of course, obviously went 10-3 this year. One of the best in Oklahoma's histories since the early 2019. It's the first time they went 10-3 in the 12-team playoff format. So it is a big day for them. Obviously, they didn't all win. They obviously got taken care. They got taken out. They blew a 17-point lead to Alabama, but that is neither here or there. Of course, Alabama got whipped in the Rose Bowl, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Indiana whipping Alabama just because of the OU game, but that's near or there. So looking back over Oklahoma just as a whole, it's one of those teams where they're basically the Dallas Cowboys of college football. They claim to they give this themselves this entitlement to be we are the best of the best. We won the most national, but in actuality, they not. Alabama has that title. Georgia has a title like that. Texas, LSU has a title, but they're basically the Dallas Cowboys of college football. They're basically they sacrificed one of their main key pieces for the other. For instance, last year they sacrificed their defense for their offense. Actually, I don't even think they did that. No, was it the year before? Yeah, last year. So yeah, because last year they went to the bowl game. They went to the bowl game against Navy. So yeah, basically what they did is they sacrificed their defense for their offense. This year they sacrificed their offense for their defense. So they're dead Dallas Cowboys. Until they get the right system and right quarterback and everything like that, and they don't get hit or injured in the first two games, everything's all well and good there. However, Oklahoma did have a remarkable season after losing to Texas and Ole Miss almost back to back. It was obviously not the best way to end it with the tough loss to Alabama, but the fact that they went into Bryan Day Stadium and beat Alabama on the road after going back to back road games against Tennessee is incredible. So here we are in 2026. Their schedule is a lot more manageable, but it's not a walk in the park. Most of these teams have new head coaches, but you don't know what Florida could be like. It's not necessarily a cakewalk, but you don't have to face Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, and Missouri back to back to back to back to back. You get a break in between with like South Carolina, FCS schools, and all that. The only three major games that I'm worried about is Georgia, Texas, and Ole Miss. Other than that, they should be able to handle everyone else. We'll see what happens with A&M because they're going to get to go against both Texas schools. So can't wait for that. But why am I bringing them up as an Indiana team? Because for the longest time they've been dormant. They've not won a national title since 20. They've sniffed the playoff, but that was whatever. But they've not won a national title since 2000, and you'll never believe me when I say this, 2009. correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it is 2009. That's the last time Oklahoma has won a national title. They've gotten close every year, but they've never gone over the hump in the 4-team era. And they've only made the playoff 3 times, 2 in the 12-team era, 12 in the 1 in that 14 player, 1 in the FBS. Sorry, 1 in the 4-team era. Sorry, 2 in the 4-team era and 1 in the 12-team era. The first one came in 2016, 2015 when they beat that was when they beat Ohio State with Baker Mayfield, and then they won and they got blown out by, I think it was Clemson there. And then obviously you have the 2019 one, which is when they went to the Fiesta Bowl against Clemson again, and they lost in heartbreaking fashion. So basically, yeah. Then Alabama went on to win the whole thing. And then of course last year they made it to the playoffs with a 10-3 record, losing to Alabama. So, but anyways, so now we come to 2026, and everyone's. I don't know why my bed's like that. I think I folded it wrong. I don't remember. Sorry if my bed's like that. It's been like that for a while. I got my drink in the background. You need to get it, but I won't because I'm too lazy at the moment. My bed's like this because I just slept like a nutshell. I know I should make it, but it's my room, my rules. But that is near here or there. So talking about Oklahoma as an Indiana team is not. It has to be taken with a grain of salt. What describes as an Indiana team is a program that is so far down the barrel that it would be impossible to rebuild them within 2 years. That's basically what an Indiana program would be. For instance, look at Nebraska, look at Wisconsin, look at Purdue, look at Oklahoma State, look at any of those teams would be considered Indiana teams because they've not won in quite some time. I don't even remember the last time Oklahoma State won a national title. And so they would be a team that you could try to rebuild. It would be almost impossible to rebuild, but it's possible with the right coaches and the right staff. So Oklahoma kind of falls into the middle of that. They're like the middleman of that bunch. They are technically not an Indiana program because they've won more national titles than Indiana has in their entire existence. However, since 2019, they have been one of the worst teams in the SEC and also Big 12 before they moved to the SEC in 2023. They have been one of, if not the worst. They've been just up there with Texas in terms of the worst teams in the Big 12. They never sniffed the Big 12 title at all, except in the past. And then when they moved to the SEC showed them why they're the SEC, and they went 6-7, 6-7 in their first time go around. Other than that, there's really not much to know. They're basically the Dallas Cowboys of college football, which is why I consider them an Indiana team. Because all they need is once they have the right pieces, they have the right coach, they have the right staff, they have the right GM, but they just need to get the right players, and that team can make a destiny run for the playoff. Again, they can do it this year. They have why is that falling off? That should not be falling. One moment. Why is this falling off? I do not understand. Let's put you back. Better. That's better. Anywho, as I was saying, Oklahoma they need the right pieces, and I still have full faith in Oklahoma. I have faith in John Mateer, Brent Venables to get the job done, and I think most people are gonna not. I think they're gonna take them a bit more seriously this time, but I think they're going to be at one up there, if not the first of the SEC to be in the national title. Will they win the SEC? That's up to the gods to decide. But if they have the right pieces, they can definitely make a deep run this year in the SEC and make it to the SEC championship. Who knows? Maybe they face Georgia again. If you watch my rebuild, I think I mentioned this before, but we got Oklahoma and Alabama in that rebuild going toe to toe in a national title, and they can do it. John Mateer can beat Gunner Stockton if he still plays for Georgia. I don't think he is still playing. So that's that. Oklahoma is a team of destiny, and once they've worked so hard to get to this point, to get to what they did last year. But now that offense has to step up. John Mateer has to step up. I know he was injured, but this time there is no excuse. If you don't do well, then it's not because John Mateer was injured. It's just because Oklahoma is just not a good offense. So we say it every year, but in year 6 of the SEC, since Brent Venables, this is his 5th year as the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, 2 in the Big 12, 3 in the Big 12, 3 in the SEC. 4 in the Big 12 and 2 in the SEC. If he does not make progress this year, there will be questions about him. He will be possibly on the hot seat. But all they need to do is go back to the playoffs, and if they can, even if they don't win it, as long as they make it back to the playoffs, that's considered a successful season. What would even be better if they won the SEC, the SEC conference, and then they actually were able to go and make a deep run. I don't think so because you have Indiana and all these teams coming in, but I think if they get the right pieces, Oklahoma can make a deep run in the playoffs, and we'll see. They have a very brutal schedule, and they don't have a brutal schedule, but they have don't have an easy one as well. So we'll see how deep the SEC is this year, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be seeing Oklahoma right back in the playoff dance, excluding Texas, hopefully. I can't wait for Red River. It'll be awesome this time. We're going to see the full might of Oklahoma against Texas. And let me just tell you, do not miss this game. Mark your calendar for October, baby. It's time. We're going to get to it. We'll see you guys there. Hey, real quick, before we continue on, I want to let you all know that this channel is not sponsored yet. It is sponsored, but it's not. I use this sponsor for other stuff, but right now this channel is still a free channel. So there's no ads, no nothing. We're free college football forever. We're going to continue this offseason. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Transfer portal, we're going to go over throughout the offseason. We're going to talk about every team and every team's how their season went. We're going to talk about we're going to give some rankings. We're going to do a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a crazy offseason. We're going to have fun with it. So make sure you please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. We're going and gone. Here we go. Let's take a look at this ungodly schedule that we have coming up. So the ESPN has released the 2026 college football 26 schedule. So if we pull it up here, you can see we have week 1 in August on August 29th. We start off with in Ireland, we get North Carolina and TCU. So this will be interesting to see what Bill Belichick can do. Then you have Hawaii and NC State. So then you have September 3rd on Thursday. You've got there's really not going to be really anything going on until we get to Saturday. But you can see here we got our first ACC matchup. We're going to see Miami and Stanford. Can't wait to see that one. Yo. This game right here does not matter. This does not matter. But this, Baylor and Auburn, we're going to see does Pete Golding, we're going to see what Auburn can do with their new head coach. I'm trying to keep this without saying names because I want to keep these. I know there's a big scandal going on with Pete Golding and all that and everything like that. So I'm just going to say it's a team name and what they do. But this right here will be a game to watch. It's going to be determined, but it is going to be at Atlanta, Georgia. So we're going to see that happen. You have your Florida, Tennessee, You know what I'm saying? And then this game right here, we're going to be interested to see a rematch from last year. Clemson going to LSU. LSU going to Clemson. Baton Rouge, LA. Then you have Louisville and Ole Miss. We're going to see we're just going to say Ole Miss is going to show up. Hopefully, their brand new quarterback, maybe unless it's still trying to champ, which I don't think so. Oklahoma gets a free win. South Carolina. You're really everyone's playing there. This game right here will be fun to watch for giggles. It'll be Oklahoma and Tulsa. But other than that, this one right here, Tulane and Duke. Keep an eye on this one. This one might have implications for the for the playoff. UCLA, California. We don't give a crap. We're gonna Indiana might North Texas. Be careful, North Texas. Remember what they did in the American? We'll see. Boise State and Oregon. We're gonna see this will be This will be a good game to watch. And then you have Washington State. So then Sunday on September 6th, you have Notre Dame, Wisconsin, and then SMU in Florida. This game right here will be the one to watch that night. But other than that, no one's playing really anything of significance. The only games I would circle for September would be Baylor and Auburn, Clemson, Louisville, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Tulane and Duke, and North Texas and Indiana. Other than that, that's basically it. Oh, and Miami, Stanford. All right, week 2, the Arkansas, Utah. But here we go. This right here is what we're looking at. Take a look at this. Ann Arbor at whatever to be determined time, and Ann Arbor, Oklahoma going on the road to Michigan instead of Hudson. Then we get Tennessee, Georgia Tech. We're going to see that. And then we're going to see a rematch of of week 1 of last year between Ohio State and Texas. We're going to see A&M go against Arizona State. We'll get Oregon and Oklahoma State. We'll see what that turns out. Now we start getting into conference play. So now you have Iowa going against Iowa State. Arizona, BYU. So there's some games I would circle, but most of these are still like non-games that I wouldn't care about. So let's see. I would circle this game. I'd circle Ohio State and Texas, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Michigan, and that's it. All right. Week 3. Look at this. Week 3, we get the Florida State Seminoles versus Alabama. Rematch of last year's week 1. Keep an eye on this one. Miami, Wake Forest, Florida, Auburn. So we already got 3 games to circle. We got 4 of them right here. It's the battle of it's gonna be revenge for Ole Miss. It'll be Lane Kiffin going on the road to face his former team, Pete Golding. And we're gonna see what happens that way. Oklahoma gets a free win. South Carolina, Mississippi will be fun to watch. But take a look at this. Take a look at this matchup, folks. This is why I'm excited for this week, for week 3. This is why I'm excited for week 3. Take a look at who we get. Well. What do we have here? We have Michigan and Notre Dame. Michigan State and Notre Dame. We're going to see if Notre Dame gets their ass whipped or if they somehow get to the top. So week 4, it's not much to write about. Alabama, South Carolina is going to be a fun game. Vanderbilt, Auburn is a fun game. But take a look at this. This is the game that's going to be the game of the week that week. Oklahoma going on the road into Athens to face Georgia. And if the rankings stay the same, this will be a ranked matchup. So that'll be awesome. Vanderbilt will get their chance at Auburn. Auburn will get a shot at Vanderbilt again. But Ole Miss, Florida. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Texas A&M and LSU. This is right here. This fight right here is going to be. This is what we went for. Week 4 is basically the epitome of the best of the best. You get Alabama, South Carolina. You get one good game. You get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. You get 10 good, very awesome games. Hold on, wait a second. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we get that, plus we get so it's not, the backlog is not gonna be great, but we're gonna get some bangers. 1, 2, 3, 4 back to back awesome games. Week 5. Take a look at this. Vanderbilt gets a shot at the other SEC champ, Georgia. Alabama gets Mississippi State, Florida, whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, the battle of the mid. It is Tennessee Volunteers versus the Auburn War Eagles. We're gonna see who is the worst of the worst. Is it Kevin Stefanski? Not Kevin Stefanski. I wish. Is it gonna be Josh Heupel, or will it be Pete Golding? Never mind, wrong person. I would just say Auburn. Why not? But yeah, we're gonna get some awesome games here. I'm not gonna go over what these each games mean until we get closer on to August, but just know like a lot of these games, like Ohio State and Iowa, will be good. Washington USC will be good. Georgia and Alabama will be awesome. Then week 7 we get LSU. Like this will be one of the probably the best year. This might even match what happened this year. But yeah, looking at the schedule for everyone, it looks like we're going to be getting round of every week is going to be 1 week. Every week is going to be at least one rivalry taking place. Minimum one rivalry. Get to week 13 and then week 14, and then we don't know what week 14 will be. But yeah, you guys, it'll be awesome. At the very end, we get rivalry week. We get Auburn, Alabama, LSU, Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Missouri. We get South Carolina, Clemson, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Look at this. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 rivalry weeks. Last year, what? So, if we go back to what? Last year? If we go back, let's go. Hold on. We'll check SEC in a minute, but try we can. Yes, I'm trying to. Oh god, lagging. We are lagging like crazy. Sorry about the lag. Trying to see. If yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I got another announcement. All right, so here I found it. Okay, gonna switch. Oh, uh, I'm trying to to do here. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? I was gonna do something here. What was I gonna do? I forgot already. Whatever. Oh, but whatever. I don't remember. I'm gonna say this anyways. Bookmark it. Bookmark the crap out of this. All right. Anyways, I don't know. I forgot. So we're gonna go back here, but it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna be seeing. Oops. It's gonna be an interesting year. We're gonna see what happens. Back to full screen here for a second. I did want to bring up the announcement. Now this will be the last thing we're gonna talk about this for this episode. I will be covering college basketball. We'll be doing a lot of college basketball stuff as well with this. I might make I'm gonna make a whole new channel for the college basketball, and I'll get the channel logo and all that done. I'm gonna do everything like that, but we'll try to see if I'll catch you up with what I know about college basketball. I love it already. We're gonna see what happens, and yeah. So expect a new channel by tomorrow. We'll see. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you haven't already, make sure again you like and subscribe, share this with your friends, tell everyone on the streets, go, we love Alex, we love Alex, all over the street, please. Okay, don't do that, but you might get public nuisance, but don't do it, please. Scripted will not be coming out. I will be doing the final week of scripted. Live it'll be tomorrow. I have to check the dates. Um, but yeah, I still have it right here. Don't worry, it'll come out possibly tomorrow if I feel like it. But yeah, anyways, other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I was able to do this now since I wanted to. We're going to talk about the future of the ACC. Talk about, Miami. We're going to cover all the stuff. We got a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Have fun. And as always, God bless America. God bless the USA. And as always, college football stops for no one. Love you all. Love college football. Rest in love. Yours. Oh my God, I cannot wait for this year.